Let's move now. We are going to have a short break in around about 10 minutes' time. Before we do, we have another award. Fantastic. And to present this one, it's Response Officer of the Year Award. We welcome Assistant Chief Constable Matt Doyle from GMP, also the lead NPCC lead for response policing as well. Matt, I think you're going to come to the stage for us. Good afternoon. Nice round of applause for Matt.
Thank you. Good morning. It's actually Matt Boyle, but we'll forgive the misspelling. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to start by thanking the Police Federation of England and Wales for giving me this opportunity to present the award for Response Officer of the Year 2025, and also your support to your members, including my eldest son, for everything you do. So thank you very much for that. I'd suggest that almost all of us in the room who are police officers or ex-police officers started our careers on response policing. Response policing is at the forefront of British policing, protecting people when they need us the most, with the aim of responding quickly, providing a quality golden hour, victim care, and keeping the public safe. It's often referred that police officers run towards danger while the public run away, and this is very true of our response officers, who, as you know, will often receive information from our control rooms, and when they get there, it's often very different from the nothing to the start of a major incident, and that's about leadership. Our response officers are there 24/7. They can't say no to incoming demand, and are sadly more than often exposed to trauma and assaults, which are often physical and mental. However, I'm sure you will agree they do a brilliant job each day, and with the majority of these officers being our most youngest in service. This year's nominations saw many submissions with brilliant examples of dedication, professionalism, and acts of bravery, and in my eyes, they're all winners. However, one officer stood out, and that is PC Greg Blais. And Greg is part of the Hampshire and Isle of Wight Constabulary, and he's currently posted to Newport. So a little bit about Greg. Greg's got 11 years service, and 8 of those are on response, which I think is fantastic. He's originally from Sault, Ontario in Canada, and he used to be a professional ice hockey player. He's not only played in Canada, USA, but France, Norway, and he finally settled in the UK to play for the Cardiff Devils in Wales, if there's any fans in the room. I know Zach is, certainly. He was getting lots of selfies last night with Greg. Greg also holds a degree in criminology that he attained in Suffolk University in Boston. So why did the panel pick Greg? Well, Greg has been described by his inspector as the most proactive officer they've ever seen in 24 years. With over 300 arrests in 12 months, attendance at over 400 incidents, and a 50% positive stop search outcome rate. But it's not just about numbers. Inspector Ollie Greenhow, who's Greg's inspector, says this about him. Greg always goes above and beyond the expectations to consistently deliver an exceptional service and models the standards the public deserve. And his team aspire to be him. And Ollie further says, when I look at the duty sheet and see Greg, I know his team and the community will be a little bit safer. So Greg has dealt with many incidents, acts of bravery, putting his own life in danger to rescue the most vulnerable. He's also shown exceptional partnership working and support for high-risk domestic violence victims, which has actually led to a change in policy in his local policing area. And of course, he's got lots of examples of proactive policing. And Greg's chief officer said this: PC Blais is an absolute powerhouse of a response officer. His dedication to victims and relentless pursuit of criminals has consistently delivered exceptional local policing. He is truly an officer who inspires others to be the best they can be. And his work is making sure that his communities are safe for everyone. So last night, Zach, Lee and I spent time with Greg and his wife, Michelle, and I was trying to convince him to join GMP. Even convinced him it would be a short commute from the Isle of Wight to Greater Manchester, but sadly he wouldn't sign on the dotted line. But just before I present the award, I'd like to invite Greg onto the stage and just ask him a couple of questions about how he's become this role model and an exemplar for response policing. So we'd like to welcome PC Greg Blais. So if it's okay, I would like to hand over to our Response Officer of the Year, PC Blais. He was telling us about the ice hockey fights last night, and apparently there are paid members of the team who are just the fighters. Greg was a goalkeeper, so calm down. Greg, can I just ask you about what it takes to achieve exceptional standards consistently, day in, day out?
I think it just starts just turning up, being prepared. I come in early in my shift, and I just kind of know what's out there. And I ask the other teams, like the neighborhoods teams, the intel department, and just go from what's outstanding, what's needed to be done that day. And I focus on what needs to be doing. I work very closely with our DAS team, or domestic abuse team, to see who's wanted and what victims need to be contacted. And right from there, right from briefing, I just go right on it, especially who's outstanding and who's wanted. So I'll go out after those and bring them into to custody. And it's all about being prepared and knowing what you're going to get. And then, that's all I do, really. I'm out there just to support the victims and keep the public safe, and that's what I enjoy doing.
Greg, you describe that in so simple terms that a mere mortal like myself finds hard to believe. You heard the chair talk about the challenges in policing, and actually there's a lot of work to be done by leaders right across policing, and it starts with yourself and your colleagues and the many thousands of colleagues across the country. So we're made up of a young in-service police force, and we were talking about this last night. What's Greg's advice to brand new PC Boyle who's just walked into the police station with the kit bag?
Just turn up every day, rain or shine. Just never give up. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and just work hard and do what's best for everyone and the community, and make everybody live in a better, safer place. And just keep moving forward and just be positive, because, like I said, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and just never give up and keep working hard.
Thanks, Greg. I'm sure you can see how humble Greg is, but his professionalism, his dedication, his motivation, it just shines through. Having spent some time online with Greg a couple of weeks ago, and then a lovely evening last night, he's truly inspiring, and I'm sure you will agree. So, ladies and gentlemen, this year's Response Police Officer of the Year is PC Greg Blais.
Thank you so much, Greg. Thank you.